Hey guys, I'm back with another unpopular opinions video, and I think this one might actually get me some real hate, so sorry in advance. I'm working on a video ranking the dancing of K-pop boy groups and I'm being super extra, so it's taking forever, so I thought I'd put together another one for the time being. Please look forward to my next video, it's going to be really great. Before we get started, I just want to remind you of our disclaimers. Alright, let's get into the opinions. What's happening in the industry right now is exactly what happened in 2015-2016, when about 1 million groups debuted at once. The industry was oversaturated and really talented groups ended up flopping just due to the competitive aspect. Obviously a lot of people want to become K-pop idols right now, but companies really need to slow the fuck down or they are guaranteeing that their group is going to flop, which, considering how much money and marketing goes into a debut, would suck. And it's already happening too. Consider what happened with Best New Artist at Mama last year. So many strong groups were against each other and they all deserved to win, but only one could. And it's only May, but we already have a pretty good idea of who is going to win this year. Timing plays a huge part in what ends up making a group successful, and I would hate to see what happened to groups like Up10, Volve, Romeo and Victon happen to groups like ONEUS, Everglow, Cherry Bullet or ITZY. People keep getting confused between high notes and sustained notes. Just because someone holds a note for a long time doesn't mean it's necessarily high. High notes in K-pop are actually few and far between. This is not a high note. None of these people are even using their head voice. Now, I'm not a trained vocalist by any means, but this, not high. These are high notes. You can literally hear how the note is above the rest of the song. Please do better, stance. I'll admit, there was a time when TWICE were overrated, but I don't think that they are anymore. Before, their dances were literally so easy and I thought their vocals were weak and I didn't like their songs very much, but TWICE have only released bops in the past year or so and they now have some of the hardest girl group choreography. Not to mention how much their live vocals have improved as well. I truly think TWICE are the nation's girl group and they really do a good job of representing K-pop these days. There's not much to say here except that I think it's really awesome that the best rapper in K-pop is a girl. Changbin is a close second. Moving on. Now, this personally makes me very sad to think about because I stan a lot of underrated groups, but it's a fact. Not everybody can be BTS, not everybody can be TWICE, not everybody can be EXO or Blackpink or 17. People forget that popularity relies a great deal on luck, not just hard work. The debut timing has to be perfect. The comeback timing has to be perfect. The concepts have to be what the public is looking for at that time. The visuals of the members have to match. The songs have to be what the public wants to hear. Unfortunately, there's a lot more that goes into a group's success than just hard work. All of these underrated groups work just as hard, if not harder, than the groups that are blowing up right now but remain underrated because that's just how a competitive industry works. Some will always pull ahead and all we can do is support our faves as best as we can. So stand up, tension please. There are fine lines between doing skinship, doing fan service and just going overboard. I see way too many girls on Twitter fetishizing any fan service they see and then turning around and being homophobic, like just say you fetishize gay men and leave. A perfect example of this is what happened with 14U. I saw them all over my timeline when one member accidentally kissed the other. People were going crazy and saying they were gonna stan, but when 14U disbanded it was radio silence. Like, where you all at? I think that idols really should tone it down with the fan service because they end up attracting random 11-year-olds who stan them for the wrong reasons. It's just disgusting.
Y'all make me sick! Y'all make me sick!
The past year, every time anyone from NCT releases an album I make sure to lower my expectations because I just know that it's going to be full of repeat songs. I mean, look at this. Wayyy even had to debut with a song that had already been released twice in 2 different languages and on 2 different albums. Like, come on SM, they say they're releasing a full album and then 70% is old songs? You can't understand how disappointed I was when Awaken dropped and half of the songs were old songs. Everyone always says I'm late to this trend, but people literally keep making these videos and people keep searching for them, so I don't think that this is a trend so much as this is a thing we're just going to start doing. Everybody has a lot to say about K-pop, so I think that it's just human nature for us to seek out people to either agree with or get offended by. So subscribe because I'm going to make more of these in the future, and I'm going to get more offensive as well. While I've been working on my dance video, I did a thorough analysis of GOT7's dancing and I have to say, they aren't that good. I also couldn't help but notice that their vocals and rap are pretty mediocre as well. Now, before you all jump down my throat, I'm not trying to send any hate to GOT7 at all. I actually very much commend their rap line because I know that Korean is at least the 3rd language for all 3 of them. But let's be honest. If you are rapping in your 3rd language, how good can you possibly be? I also feel as though GOT7 still are yet to find their defining style, which is strange considering the fact that they debuted 5 years ago. The main reason why GOT7 started to gain popularity is because they appeared on a lot of variety shows and made a ton of content for people to watch, and everybody fell in love with their personalities. I even started standing GOT7 because I watched a bunch of crack videos and I thought they were hilarious and worth checking out. I think that their music has improved somewhat in the past couple of years, but it feels like they aren't trying as hard to improve their skills as much these days. I think that contributes a lot to why they can't build a fan base in Korea. They are too busy doing solo fan signs or making clothing lines or touring, but that's another opinion for another day. This opinion is in light of a recent event where a state tried to give Han Ji-sung a rainbow flag and he wanted to take it but he wasn't allowed to.
I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch. I don't understand. I don't understand, bitch.
I'm impressed. Companies need to realize that K-pop is no longer contained to just Korea and hasn't been for a long time. Companies need to allow their idols to express their beliefs, especially groups that have larger international followings. I also think that it is important for the companies to educate their idols on the history and origins of as many styles of music as possible to avoid situations where idols are dragged for being insensitive or appropriating culture. Thank you for watching my video and congratulations for not getting triggered if you are still here. Please keep an eye out for my video ranking K-pop male groups for dance because I'm working super hard on it and I think it'll be awesome. As always, drop some of your opinions or some constructive criticism. Or drag me, I don't really care that much. And subscribe.